You know that moment when you've hired someone and by week 4, you're thinking, they're nice, but their work is late. They seem unsure, and you're starting to question your interview skills. Probation periods can feel awkward for everyone involved, but they don't have to. So today we're going to talk about how to handle probation clearly, fairly, and in a way that actually helps people to succeed and without turning you into a micromanager or them into a bundle of nerves. So let's get into it. So why is probation important? So probation isn't a trapdoor that you open at month 3, and it's not something that you just take on and leave behind and pick up when it suits you. It's a structured window with daily, weekly, and monthly check-ins, so you get to see if they can do the job, whether they fit in the team, and whether there are any signs to address now rather than deal with later. And it's also their chance to decide if this is the team or the culture, or whether you are the manager, yes, you are right for them. And when it's done well, probation helps you keep the right people and let go of the wrong fits before it turns painful or expensive. So how can you set probation up properly? Here's what works, no matter the role, no matter the organization or the context. And be clear from day one. People want to do well, but they need to know what doing well looks like. What does that actually mean? So you need to set out their responsibilities. You need to share what success looks like and make sure it's clear and it's not fuzzy. And also share how you're going to measure it, as well as how often you're going to check in. Now, going to point 2 is around check-ins, and check-ins, not just checkups, and don't make it some kind of grueling progress report. Ensure that it's not like a school report card moment. Even that, these days, this is happening less. Schedule regular chats. Ask the questions. It's in the format of, how are you doing? What's going well? Is there anything that you need from me? The third point here is around feedback. And it's important to feedback early, not just at the end, because that doesn't help anyone. You don't wait until the last week to tell them that something is off. Give feedback early and kindly, and be very specific so that they have a fair chance to adjust and make the changes necessary. It's also important to note this and document, track progress, and ensure that that support has been captured so that both parties can reference that later. I recently discussed this with a manager, let's call him Davido, and Davido hired Anna, who is a coordinator. But in the second month, there were reports coming through that, details were missing and Anna was often late. So Davido reflected on this, and with this information, when evidence gathered, he was able to sit down with Anna. The discussion followed this format.
You're putting in effort, but I'm noticing deadlines are slipping. How is the workload feeling for you? And is there any support that you need? And this is what is required from you.
So there's a reminder of what is expected, the support that is available, and the changes that are expected to take place. Amma did admit that she was unclear on priorities and felt awkward asking. And so together they worked out a clear plan, and she was able to turn it around within weeks. So that's probation done right. It's important to address issues early so that people can improve. Another tip to ensuring a successful probation is to match the individual to a buddy, and it can be it's a secret weapon that a lot of organizations do not explore. Assigning a buddy or mentor isn't a fluffy HR concept. It's a tool that a lot more organizations should be using because it helps the new starter to have a safe space or a person that they can go to with any kind of question. It also helps them settle in better, and also frees you up as the line manager so that you're not fielding every tiny query. It just provides another person that they can go to. There has been lots of positive feedback around people settling in better when they do have a mentor or buddy supporting them. Let's talk about handling extensions without the awkwardness. Sometimes, no matter how well you've planned the probation process, the end of probation doesn't provide a clear yes or no answer at the end. So maybe they're close to the yes and they need more time, and that's fine, but you need to do it properly. And so you first need to check if the company policy allows this. You need to be clear on what needs to be improved, and you need to set a clear extension period from which days to what date and how you're going to manage that. This needs to be put in writing. An extension isn't a punishment and is a structured chance to prove that they can get there, especially when you know that both of you have put in the work, the communication channels were open, you are making sure that the support was available, everything has been documented. There's a real chance that improvements can be made. Which then leads on to talking about the legal aspects of managing probation. There's a lot more information around this, but I'll keep it simple, but this is really important. First is around your contracts. Contracts matter. The employment contract should clearly set out the length of probation, the notice period during probation, whether it can be extended and how it can be extended. And having a fair process is key. Because while most unfair dismissal claims need to be 2 years of service, some dismissals are automatically unfair no matter what, including pregnancy-related reasons, whistleblowing, or asserting your statutory rights. Let's talk about discrimination law. Another point on the legal aspect is discrimination. Discrimination law applies from day one. So you need to be mindful if someone is underperforming due to sickness or disability, consider reasonable adjustments before moving to a dismissal. Then there's documentation. I'm smiling because I keep referring to documentation and training. And if you've been following me for a while now, you will notice that there are things that keep coming up, and it's just the principles when it comes to people management. So you need to document everything. Keep the notes of the check-ins, the feedback, and the employee responses. It protects everyone if issues do come up later. And this is not about making probation scary. It's about managing it fairly, legally, and transparently while protecting your team and your business or the organization. So let's put it all together. What does good look like? So probation done well means that 1, your team member knows what's expected. 2, you need to schedule regular, meaningful check-ins, give early, specific feedback, use buddy schemes or mentoring to help them settle in, and extend if needed with clarity and within the policy parameters. And then finally, follow fair legal processes and document everything. And it's not about trying to catch people out, it's about helping them land well. And it's helpful to think of probation like dating. Do we like each other enough to make this official? Are we politely parting ways after coffee? It's better to know now than have those maybes and keep dragging it out for a year. You end up wasting each other's time. If you're a manager who wants to build confidence in handling probation, performance, and people issues without doing that through a Google search or guesswork, hit subscribe and share in the comments below what's been your biggest challenge with probation or your biggest win. And if you want ready to use conversation guides, checklists, and practical HR backup, come join our Mayday Manager membership. We've got you covered so you can focus on leading well and without the drama. We're all about making progress with care. So see you in the next one.